Hi everyone, I am Rajesh Kumar. I am having close to 16 plus years of experience in DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. I have worked with more than 12 software organizations around the globe. I would like to introduce you all a DevOps School's flagship certification program in DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. This program will get started in the weekends, so get enrolled. Please contact us on the phone number given on the screen, and in fact you can email us on the contact@DevOpsSchool.com. So instead of this, you will write this, because VPC will be created with some input from you, and so on. So what is the region ages we have? I'm working the APC South right now. So 1A, 1B, 1C. The CIDR, I'll leave it as it is. Email gateway and stuff like that, let it be. And this will cost me
Hello, Raj.
some bucks.
Hello, Raj.
Yeah.
Sorry, please, a quick question. Why do we create environment variable?
Environment variable is out of this context of Terraform. Environment variable for environment, your laptop. Okay, for your laptop. See, I'll put it in a very simple way. There is a one C drive, directory 1, directory 2, directory 3, directory 4, and then there is one executable which is Git. So every time when you run the Git, instead of this, you have to run this. Would you like it? Tell me. No, you don't like it. So what to do? So you do one thing, add this in the environment path variable, which is set by default by the system. So any executable inside it, you can use just like this. Simple use cases for ease of using.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm using Terraform. Why? Because I set in the environment variable. If I don't set it, whole path of Terraform I have to use it.
Okay.
Okay, so come back to this topic now. So here you saw that. Here you saw that I am running the one module which is here. Okay, so now let me show you the magic, guys. Look at my screen. Terraform init you have to do because you have installed the new module, right? This will be downloaded from the registry automatically. And you saw that you not even wrote even one line of code, but entire things you have attached. So this is the kind of power of modules. So if you know the things, then you don't have to do that. But until that, you have to learn that. So see here, almost done. So module is downloaded, now apply. See that not even one line of code I have written of the VPC, and it was lying over there. Yes, you have to write a module for your own product, but look at this here. How many resources will be created? Anyone would like to tell me? How many resources?
29.
Hello?
29.
29. So you want to see that? Which one? Gateway. See that? VPC. See the subnet. See the subnet again. Public subnet, private subnet. See that here? This is the subnet again. This is subnet again. This is subnet again. This is a route table. All these are route tables. Here again VPC route table. AWS route table, route table, route table. You see here? Saw that? NAT gateway. So this is something which you have to do that. So modules. So how many modules again? Look at my screen. How many modules you have? You have more than 11,000 modules actually. Where is that? Huh. So here you have more than 11,000 of module, and every day it's counting. Okay. So
Sorry, I was a bit lost in that 29 resources. Can you show me that 29 resources? How did we create those 29 resources?
I did not create. I said n.
Okay.
If you say yes, it will create. Let me run it for your confidence.
No, but
This is just
to
the
say that we want these 29 resources, right? Where did we, um, which file actually pointed to those 29 resources to
here this module.
this module? Okay, okay,
Yeah. Just now I created a custom module, mine own, and then I'm using the
okay.
community module, which will create a resource. These are the resources. Yeah.
No, but here, right? So the 29, I'm just trying to tie it up to something in our code. So we created the VPC module. In that, what are the 29 resources? How will we find out that?
Here you have in front of you, no? This is a gateway.
This is
This is the
the this is the
VPC.
this is the output. I'm asking in the input how will
No, it's
we.
not output. It's I just run apply. I am not said yes. It's just it will be created. It would create. It's not output. Output will be created after that apply done. It will be done for the state file. So what is your question?
So in the code, we would have mentioned, these are the 29 resources. There may be hundreds of
Ah,
resources.
that's what I'm saying. I think you lost that in between. So I said here custom module you understood, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So here I am saying you don't have to write a code. Then you will say why. So I say people are writing the modules free of cost and sharing at a community. And people means company also. So then say you say where. So this is one of the module I used. This is the one. How to use the uses here. Now this module here is a code. This code will
Yeah.
be down. You want to see the code here. This is the code. And here all the resources, whichever you have, it's here. See that.
Okay. Yeah.
Main.
That's that.
So this code, the moment you run init, if you remember that,
Mhm.
let me, the moment you run init command, I run init, and then it will download the resources from the registry to the local. Where local?
I got you.
You should know. Local. Where is local? So local is dot terraform modules bpc. Here is it. This is the code, the same code I was showing you on the GitHub.
Hmm. And here, if we go, we'll be able to find those 29, exactly those 29 resources
Here
we'll
you
be
have,
finding.
here you have, right? Look at this. Not this. Where? Main.tf here, variables.tf here. This is the pretty long code it seems. See, this is the one resources. This is another resources. This is another resources. There's another resources. There's another resources. Another resources like that. This is the gateway.
Okay. Yeah, got you.
Got it? Rob?
No, I was just wondering where we get the, but yeah, it's like, we were using the already packaged code. And in that,
Yeah.
when we did the init, we got it. Yeah, no, I was just wondering where we had the init. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is something which we have to do. I did not run why because it will create 29 and it will take 5 to 10 minutes actually to get it confirmed. Okay, so this is something which you have to do. So remember that you can create your own module. You can use the 11,000 plus module from the community. So basically, you don't have to write a code except your product. Okay, so for that you have to write a code for that, of course. Now, providers we have understood. We have understood root module, variables we have understood. Now there is one thing which is the last thing in Terraform and which you have to use it, and that is called provisioners. Provisioners.
Missionaries.
What is a provisioners? Actually, this is not required though, but I want to discuss with you because see, understand that, yeah. So understand that this is your laptop and this is the laptop you have with this code is lying. Agree with me? And then you are running the apply, plan, destroy, or whatever it is. I'm doing in front of you. Now, see, AWS resources will be created. And just discuss about AWS means let's say VM is created. Now you need to configure the VM also, right? Correct now? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to
Yeah.
configure the VM also, right? So you want to run certain commands inside a VM. That's what I'm trying to say. So how do you run it? Then you'll say, Rajesh, what's the big deal in this? Use the user data. That means many people say that actually. User data. You understand all of you user data? What is user data?
Yes.
Yeah. So user data is a part of your AWS EC2 instance itself. Let me show you that. While creating, you can set it. So same thing user data as a one variable. You can pass it, for example, see here, under the advanced detail, see here
Yes. Yeah.
somewhere,
Use the data.
yeah, here. So you can pass any script and it will run in the during the boot itself. What's the big deal?
Yes.
True, true. So now I'll just check that user data is attributes is there or not. So it will be there. So here, which provider I was talking about? AWS provider. So Terraform provider, AWS documentations, same place. I will just show you the attributes. Cloud compute, EC2 instance. Where is that? Here.
Use the
And
data.
then attribute should be somewhere for around U, right? Here. See. So in the
Use the
Terraform
data.
script itself, you can pass these arguments. Okay, what's a big deal? Actually, sometimes you don't like a user data. Sometimes you want to do separately through the Terraform. So that is where the provisioner will help you. So there are three provisioners I would like to talk about it. One is a file provisioner, one is a local exec provisioner, and then is another remote exec. Let me tell you, earlier we had a lots of provisioner, I think 7, 8. But in the latest version of Terraform, they removed everything but kept it only this one. They want to optimize it everything because using of the provisioner is less used actually. Okay, so what is a file provisioner? What is a local provisioner? What is a remote provisioner? So file provisioner, please understand that. Mind it in the thing is, this is your laptop where is the code you type. So file provisioners will copy a file to resources. Resource means EC2 instance. Okay, two resources which is called EC2 instance after after creating a resources. After creating resources. Did you understand this line?
Yeah.
That means, see, you can copy the file, simple logic. You can copy the file only and only if the EC2 is created. If it's not created, how can you copy that file inside that? Simple. So this is the something which you do. Now, local execute local script. Now you'll say, Rajesh, what is a local? Local means laptop. That means execute some script in a laptop from where you are running the command, Terraform apply plan or whatever it is. Local script after creating resources. So you created a resources where? AWS. But after that, you want to learn some local script in your laptop. So for that, you can use the local exec. Are you understanding this one? Hello.
Why would we run something in our local machine? I mean,
Let's say let's say you created whole infrastructure, okay, and then after that locally you want to run build, test, or something like that locally in your laptop. So you can do that. Some
okay.
testing of the infrastructure you want to run, some script for that. So let's say you have created Terraform and you have created entire dev environment, but after that you have some different script to do the sanity testing. Let's say Selenium or something like that. You can use that. Correct? Me?
Okay. Okay.
Selenium, right? Correct? Me? Now, remote exec is the last one. Execute script
Remote.
in resources. In resources. The one EC2 after creating resources. Simple. The remote exec you will understand that is a remote. Remote means that EC2 instance, whichever you created, you want to run that script over there. That's a remote exec.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopssschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.